Hello, everyone. Welcome. It is Tuesday, the 16th of December, the 109th episode of Get Out of Rap TV here on LinkedIn and YouTube. And for those of you listening on the podcast, can I be the first to say to you, Merry, Merry Christmas? For those of you that are watching, you can see I am wearing my Tottenham Hotspur uh, Christmas jumper, Christmas hat. For those of you listening, you're just going to have to imagine. Darren Gracie, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Danny Wareham, VT. Morris Pentel, nice outfit. And Morris, thank you for those pictures of your offsite this morning. You look like you're in a lovely location. Um, Darren Crook, morning. Happy Christmas, everyone. Oh, Dan Cohen is here. Hey up, Dan the man. Gary Beatty from Better Outsourcing, good morning. Aman Dip, Merry Christmas, Martin. And to you too. Lewis Murphy, good morning and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, says Gary Beatty. Kim Sexton says, not sure I can stay. That Christmas jumper is very offensive. Sorry, mate. Catherine Elias of Fab Solutions, Merry Christmas. Oh, we have a couple of people from the team leader community here. Bethany Metcalf, hello, good morning. And Vikrant, it's so good to see you at the expo. Merry Christmas. And Kim, happy Christmas. Well, this was my first thing. You're all ahead of the game. We are in a divided world, aren't we? There's so much division. There's so much going on. So I thought, one of the things about our industry, we're inclusive, we're diverse, we're supportive of everyone. So you've already got ahead of the game, but why not to each other? Share your Christmas message in the comments. What would you like to say to everyone that's here and those that watch on the recording? Neris Caulfield. Neris, happy Christmas, gorgeous. And to you too. Jonathan O'Connor, morning all and Merry Christmas. But what would you like to write to everyone? Let's share some love, despite the Tottenham Christmas jumper that may be putting some of you off. What would you all like to say to each other? And whilst you're busy typing, let me just tell you, I'm going to be making you work for the next part, but we are going to have a quiz. We're going to have a quiz, and I've got some info to share with you about the industry. But yes, I'm going to get you guys working because I always learn something from all of you. Steve Wrench, Martin, happy Christmas, mate, and to you too. What would be your Christmas message? Consider yourself like the king, and you're sending out a message to everyone. Mine would be to embrace hope. It's very easy to fall into the trap of listening to a lot of our politicians, I guess, and which is reported in the media. I don't tend to fall into that trap of blaming the media, but mine would be a message of hope. Together we can still achieve amazing things, and things aren't as bad as everyone says. So Aman Dip, lovely emojis there. Good use of emojis. Thank you very much. Jonathan says, can talk football after the weekend result. Not a good one for the black and whites in the northeast. No. And I have a lot of friends who are Newcastle fans, but my granddad, no longer with us, was a massive Sunderland fan. We had Sunderland on one half, Tottenham on the other. And despite being indoctrinated to Tottenham, my granddad, he's got a brick in the Stadium of Light. So I'm very pleased to see them doing well. Irina is here. Irina, happy Christmas to everyone, and happy Christmas to you and everyone around you in Ukraine. We are definitely, I'm not talking for everyone, but I am, and I imagine all of us are right behind Ukraine still. Danny Wareham, need a Christmas stocking filler? I can recommend a fabulous book. Best-selling author Danny Wareham. I totally recommend his book, Constellation, a new take on leadership. Amandip says, wishing everyone a magical Christmas. Neris says, a huge Christmas thank you to the entire contact center community. You've kept the bells ringing through another challenging year, delivering care, support, and connection when people needed it most. Wishing you peace, joy, and time to recharge over the festive period. And I agree with Morris, who says, well said. There is hashtag ChatGPT. Kim says, probably be something like, and then we're going to have to wait. Darren Crook says, what a 2025. Just huge appreciation for all the support this year from the CX community. Thankful for new connections I've made this year. This industry is just the best, and I cannot wait to see what 2026 brings. How cool is that? What a lovely message. Vikrant, it's time for a much-deserved break while recharging for the next year's challenges. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Lovely, lovely man you are, Vikrant. And Irina says, thank you, dear. I hope next year will be more happy and we will see you in Ukraine. Yes, thank you very much for the invitation at the we caught up at the recent European Contact Center Awards, where Irina was resplendent in Ukrainian national dress. I would love to come over and see you, so we will have to arrange that. Morris, I'm not quite sure what that emoji is, but let's just run with it. Thank you for all of your messages. Now it's time to do hang around for the quiz. By the way, there is no prize other than the kudos of being the quiz winner. But here's my first question for you all. It's always a time to be reflective, but what are your thoughts on 2025? Has it been a good year for our industry? What do you think? I'll kick us off. I would err on the side of positivity. I think it's been a good one. Challenging, absolutely challenging. Certainly personally, this has been the toughest year ever of being self-employed, but nonetheless, I'm still here, which has to be something. Oh, and I should, of course, whilst you're thinking, thank my partners, Quetzal, Alvaria, Better Outsourcing. And I don't know if you heard the latest podcast, Callie Heads, Director of Sales at Better. She came on. It was such a great episode. It actually took the show to 49th in the Apple management charts, and that's totally down to Callie. If you haven't had a chance to listen to it, check it out. It's you'll come away buzzing. And also, of course, the forum. I'll talk about them in a second. The lovely guys at the forum, and the very first partners I ever had when I started self-employed 3-4 years ago, Sabio. So thank you to all of you guys. It's been a pleasure working with you this year. Okay. Kim says, as a reminder, strength is not found in noise or division, but in duty, kindness, and responsibility to one another. I absolutely love that, Kim. That is wonderful. I'm going to read that again. As a reminder, strength is not found in noise or division, but in duty, kindness, and responsibility to one another. Morris says the emojis were from the cat. Oh, well, what's the cat's name? This is the first time we've ever had a cat commenting on the show, which I love. Thankfully, at the moment, anyway, all of our pets here are out of the grotto. Kim says the industry is filled with noise at the moment, falling budgets, cost of living, an impact from AI with significant fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Neris says the light is now shining brighter into the contact center as AI has aggregated all the insights and the voice of the customer has been louder across businesses. Tougher for advisors, though, as they deal with the more emotional calls. Yes, very true. And I saw a post from the ever insightful Steve Morrell this morning that said there, again, another year where there had been a drop in the number of advisors. And I agree with what he wrote, that I don't think there's going to be the huge decline that some people predict. But as you're spot on, Neris, Advisors are going to be asked to deal with more complex, more emotive, and more challenging customer calls. And I think we really need to consider um, how we structure our environment around them, because we can't expect them to not have transactional calls where they get their cognitive break, but to only have complex or emotive calls and still ask them to do the same shift patterns without the same level of support. You know, we need to up our game and really consider what we are doing. Um, oh, this has just come up as LinkedIn user. Please do share your name. It's not you. It's not you. It's me. It's a setting on LinkedIn that prevents your name coming across to third party platforms on a live stream. Wishing Martin and everyone across the industry a very happy festive season. 2025 has been a tough year for the CX industry, but also a big one for learning. Looking forward to what 2026 has in store. A very sound message there. And I think you're right. It has been tough. And I do love the fact it's a big one for learning. That's a really good point. And an ending in a hopeful message. One thing we are always very good at in this industry, isn't it, is we just keep going. The only way out is through. And we do that with a spring in our step and hope for the future. We're always trying to make things better for our team members and customers. And that often isn't recognized, but we recognize it, don't we? We know what's going on. Oh, it's Marco. Maybe it's got a filter for Chelsea fans. It's good to see you, Marco, or behind your incognito disguise. Amandip says, collaboration is what has made the year as successful as it has been. Small steps lead to a fulfilling path. Resilience and patience has been key, as well as open mindsets. Oh, that's brilliant. Some great keywords in there. Collaboration, taking small steps to a fulfilling path, and resilience, patience, and an opened mindset. See, this is why I love doing this. You guys have such great comments. Sarah Thompson. Now, me and Sarah have been doing the 12 days of Christmas in the team leader community. And she not only is becoming an expert or is an expert on it, but is just so insightful, great fun. But I have to agree with this comment. Martin, that doesn't count as a Christmas jumper. Of course it does. It says Merry Christmas on it. And these are all like snowflakes. Look, Merry Christmas. Of course it's a Christmas jumper. It's probably the best Christmas jumper in the world. We're certainly not the best football team in the world. Okay, so keep these coming. I don't know if you have, well, you must have seen everyone is doing predictions for 2026. But what are your predictions for 2026 and the contact center /CX industry? What do you think we can look forward to next year? It's been quite hard to decipher what some people have written in articles as to what's going to happen or what they think will happen next year. But what do you think? Are there going to be any key significant changes, or will we just see a continuation of some of the trends we've seen this year? What are your predictions for 2026 and the contact center CX industry? For me personally, I think if you look at the different kind of Gary Kinsella, Gary is here. How you doing? Who are you calling a snowflake? And Gary reminds me actually, there's a networking tab on LinkedIn. If you're not already connected, please do connect with each other. Gary is an absolute legend, contact center CX leader looking for a new role. So we can all jump behind Gary. Your posts have been really, really good recently, Gary, as well. Entertaining and very interesting. I consider myself a snowflake and woke. I wear both of those things with pride. Snowflakes are unique. And woke, doesn't that just mean being cool to each other? It's kind of being co-opted. Stephen Wood, also somebody else in the team leader community, but is a senior leader. excellent guy, great newsletter on LinkedIn as well, and also looking for a new role. Kicks us off with predictions. I think there will be a pushback against AI, says Stephen. Um, do you think that will be just in terms of how we look at the content around it, that we're all getting a bit bored and that people will need to up their game? Or do you mean in terms of the implementation, that the pickup won't be as vast as people think? Okay, there's a few more here. Vikrant, what I look forward to, agents utilizing AI to make their lives better instead of the other way round. And I think we can all get behind that, Vikrant. Good point. Darren Crook says, big year for the shift in the AI narrative from it's going to take all our jobs to how it will be a support tool to drive efficiencies, both frontline but in process and back office. Very, very true. Huge theme around quality management tools at the expo this year. So many conversations around this and the use of AI to drive quality. Definitely exploring this further in 2026. I couldn't agree more. I think it's about time. I mean, I've spent some time working in quality, and I know what a often underutilized superpower it is. And there are some great people out there doing great things, not only around quality, but knowledge management, in-call help and training for agents. Gary, absolutely no problem. So, what are your predictions for 2026 in the contact center CX industry? Do we think there'll be some key people changes? Are we going to become a bit more progressive about, maybe I'm just saying this because I've read Danny's book, but are we going to be a bit more progressive around how we think about leadership? Are we going to invest more in people training and people competency? Of course, one option you have is you can join the team leader community, just use a QR code or drop me a message. Talk of the aforementioned best-selling author Danny Wareham, here he is. AI adoption is likely to be more intentional, driven by a specific requirement to fix, improve something rather than FOMO. And I guess that's once the hype of the gold rush is worn off, Danny, then people are actually starting to think, hang on, I don't just need it for the sake of having it. I need it to overcome a problem or to do something different. Gary Kinsella says the balance between what CFOs who want AI impact on bottom line versus customer experience directors. Yes, they have a new battleground, don't they? And that is the battleground of AI, where there's many a clash to be had there. And it's interesting to see who is the driving force behind any technological purchases. Is it the CTO, the CFO, or COO, or customer experience directors? It's interesting, isn't it? Danny is coming up with another one. Prediction 2. When anyone talks about AI, we will all keep reiterating that it's all about the human in the AI, but that will mostly be lip service from many. Yes, I tend to agree, but I think we're getting more astute at spotting that. It certainly was a bit of a pushback at Expo. I spoke to many people who said they don't need people to say, oh, this has got AI. Well, yeah, okay, kind of know that. Morris Pentel, sadly, my prediction is more of the same and a continuing disconnect between frontline colleagues and those who manage them. As for AI, people will continue to talk rubbish about it based on being their access to ChatGPT. What should I think about what should I comment about AI, ChatGPT? Oh, I'll tell you right now. Kerry is here, the midfield dynamo. I see that shift already, Danny, says Kerry. Sarah says, all this talk of AI, as always, will keep going for the shiny and not think about the underlying data infrastructure underneath. As always, this will lead to projects failing and the AI backlash. It happens with every technology. Very, very true. Very true. I think this does feel somewhat a little bit different. Stephen Wood says, my point in the pushback against AI is that the hype will start to wane. Very true. And the reality will start to bite. AI bubble will start to reach a critical point and burst. These are all very interesting predictions. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. And you wonder, I mean, there's so many providers now, isn't there? You wonder if that number will remain or people will start to fall by the wayside, especially if Stephen is right here and that we're going to reach a critical point and then see a bit more stabilizing, I guess, or even bursting. Who knows? Danny Wham says, I've never once, not ever, been asked if I've used spell check on a document. AI just has a completely different societal view about it, as if it's some sort of cheating. Other technologies don't face that. That's true. We just kind of accept them, don't we? Whereas we have a, would you say, emotional relationship with AI? I don't know if that's the correct way of putting it, but it's definitely different, isn't it? Okay. Let me now, please do keep these coming. If you're mid-typing, I will, of course, read them out and you can see them on the screen. Please do keep these coming, both your thoughts about 2025 and your predictions for 2026. It's not really a prediction, but I just hope we see a real focus on people in 2026. What I mean by that is just taking the time to skill them in some of the things that they need now and they've always needed, communication skills, but also equipping them with resilience, equipping them with organizational problem solving skills. There's so much we could equip people on. I would love to see that happen in 2026. Oh, g'day, mate. Luke Dobson is here. I love Luke. Organizations will seek out experienced contact center consultants to make sense of where AI in the contact center can add business value. Now then, I wonder, Luke being one of the best, of course. Kim replying to Sarah Thompson, this is my experience having this discussion in my QBRs with a vendor. They keep building new stuff rather than fixing existing. UX seems to be a lost art almost, more about what can it do rather than how it does it. Darren Crook says lots of chatter at the expo about the AI boom and potential bust coming when regulation around it comes into play. Very interesting, Darren. Irina says, sorry, but the year 2026 could become a year of the open war for Europe. So we may need to focus less on CX and more on aid and support. Very quick support and guarantee of services work. Well, I think, you know, lessons learned from you, Irina, and your team members out there that managed to carry on and repurpose their contact centers to help your own society's existence. It is a worrying time, isn't it? And all we can do is pressure our politicians to support people like you that we know, but to absolutely not back down in the face of open aggression and a reluctance to follow any kind of international rules. So we are still right with you. Oh, Pete Dunn is here. Oh, I feel all right now. I was a little bit worried, but it's good to see you, mate. Good morning. Kerry says, I saw a lot of businesses saying they were focusing on more product tech, removal of layers in contact center and CX, especially insights. Now there is a move back when they realize customers care about service experience, or they vote with their feet. They don't care about your shiny tech stack. Very, very true. I was hoping that there is a more focus on interaction analysis in 2026, says Morris Pentel. Darren says, in 2026, Darren Gracie, in 2026, the UK will hit a turning point in security and fraud. AI-driven impersonation becomes mainstream, meaning deep fake voices and synthetic identities will be a standard tool for fraudsters rather than a rarity. Because of this, organizations will move towards biometrics, SIM swap intelligence, and multi-signal fraud scoring as the new baseline for authentication. Regulation tightens too. UK alignment with the EU AI Act. It's bit of a mouthful, isn't it? Stronger ICO expectations and sector-specific rules will require, and there's more, but it doesn't show on my screen. Interestingly enough, the very next comment, Darren, is from Peter. LinkedIn access has been restored because his account was hacked. You couldn't make up a better segue there. So great to have you back, Peter. We can all breathe a sigh of relief on LinkedIn. Okay, some information and then the quiz. The forum's best practice guide is available in early January. I was talking to my good friend Chris Rainsforth, man of 1,000 nicknames that I've given him, an all-round legend, who wanted me to point out that the brand new best practice guide will be out early January. So keep your eyes peeled for that. What a great free document that is. It is fantastic. Okay, let me just catch up here. Neris Caulfield, we've got to listen to Neris. I don't think there's anyone who has her finger on the pulse more than Neris. The AI bust smudging might also come when we realize that real-time guidance, knowledge, and tick lists are taking advisors back to the days of scripts and sounding like their robotic counterparts. Balancing guidance with recognizing the need for humanizing will be crucial. Such a good point. And I think backs up my point earlier that we need to really spend 2026, we should really be focusing on our customer-facing team members and their support functions on their training as humans. Gary Kinsella. The industry needs more acronyms. I totally agree. We haven't had a new one for ages. I did try TLX. That can still be, maybe that's the year. 2026 is the year for TLX, Team Leader Experience. Peter Dunn says, we're seeing a lot of interest in conversation intelligence over at Evaluagent, great company. Orgs are starting to use the AI tech to build out contact and intent reasons. I'm focused on pushing them to do something about what the data is telling them. Yes. Let's be honest. I mean, even before this great technology, we were awash with data. And you could spend all day just reading it without actually doing something about it. Okay. Maybe you are in a contact center right now and you would like to reward an individual or a team. You can now nominate for the UK National Contact Center Awards to celebrate the UK contact center industry. Nominations close on Friday, the 27th of February. So why not get your nomination in now? There are plenty of categories for you to reward and recognize some of the people in your contact center or some of the people around you, or maybe you even want to nominate yourself. But we all know this is a great awards. Great to go through it. Absolutely is a way of understanding where you're at. Get to the awards night and potentially win. I mean, even if you don't win, it's still great. I think Pete will be testament to this, but in my previous employed world, we went through all of the different scenarios there, and it was a very, very progressive experience. Morris says, Neris Caulfield, absolutely correct. I am just looking at this for someone. Interesting. Okay. Are you guys ready? Oh, Nicola Callan from Boost. There are some great new categories this year too. Oh, brilliant. Is that podcast of the year? Team leader community of the year? Because if not, I'm not playing. I'm joking. Great new categories as well. Brilliant. So it's good to see you, Nicola, as well. Now then, you've joined at a very opportune time. We're going to try a quiz. So let's see how this works. Get your phones ready because you are going to need to log on, use that QR code, or join at menti.com. Use the code 48970971. Come on, buddy. Come on. Hugo's just wants to come in and join. Let's see if he comes in. Probably not, because it's time for his WALK. which he seems to have forgotten. Come here. Come here. Come on. No. Hold on. Let me turn my camera around. You might be able to see him wagging his tail. You see him? There he is. There he is. Okay. Are we logged in for the quiz? Menti.com. Use code 48970971 or the QR code. We're going to test your knowledge. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Question 1. There's 8 of you playing, 9 of you playing. Great. Here we go. So, question 1, 10, 11. Brilliant. 12. If you're listening on the podcast, you can't play live, but you could still test your knowledge. Okay, here we go. Answer quickly to get more points. How many people work in contact centers in the UK? Is it 250,000, 800,000, or 1.7 million? You have 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is 800,000. So 6 of you. Well done. Pete says, a quiz you say, would you rather fight 1 bear-sized chicken or 5 chicken-sized bears? I would go 1 bear-sized chicken. I think the kudos when you win would be better than saying, I've just beaten up 5 chicken-sized bears. Sarah disagrees, though. She would 100% rather fight 5 chicken-sized bears. So, okay, well done to 6 of you. Let's see the net. Oh, here we go. So, the leaderboard. Darren Gracie is currently in the lead, followed by Neris, Frosty, Peelings, Android, and Gary Beatty. Okay, next question. Question 2. You're all still... Oh, no, one's ducked out. One's gone, oh, sod this. Here we go. Answer quickly, remember, to get more points. In Spain, contact centers are now legally obligated to answer customer calls in 3 minutes, 2 minutes, or 1 minute. In Spain, contact centers are now legally obligated to answer customer calls in a set time. Which one is it? And go. So 4 of you were correct. It is 3 minutes. This is news hot off the press yesterday, I think. Oh, Pete, I accidentally closed it. I need the QR again, please. Can you just go? You could use menti.com 48970971. Oh, I'm on dip. I lost connection and it dropped me out. I will wait for you guys to log back in. But let's see who is now. Okay, the new leaderboard. It's close. And at the moment we have, oh, look at that. Darren and Neris, you are neck and neck, followed by Peelings, Frosty. Beth is in the running now. Android, Gary, and there's still time. Okay. To be fair, it's not all contact centers in Spain, but lots of them. Oh, Sarah, you lost connection as well. Let's see if you can rejoin. Okay, next question. I haven't heard about this, Neris. Can you say some more? I will share an article with you, Nicola. Okay, Pete, the code is 48970971. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. 11 players now ready. 12 for question 3. You've still got time to win this if you're super fast. Okay, next question. Answer quickly to get more points. Customer satisfaction scores in the UK in 2025 stayed the same, declined, or improved. So this is from the Institute of Customer Service, their annual report. Were customer satisfaction scores the same, declined, or improved? They slightly improved, which is a surprise. And I will share the source for this as well, because I originally would have gone declined, but 4 of you were right with improved, which is a positive surprise, isn't it? Oh, can you see him? Here he is. Hey, buddy. Here he is. Look. My sidekick and just nemesis. Danny says technical issues. Let's just say I won. Okay, let's see who's winning. Oh, that was a good answer for Beth and Darren and Ted. Darren is in the lead with 2 questions left. Neris and Beth. Beth's gone up the table. Peelings and Frosty. This sounds like one. This isn't like the name for one of my old teams. Okay, question 4. Still 10 of you there. Well, 11. Well done. Well done, guys. Here we go. Question 4. You know the score by now. Ofcom found Virgin Media failed to protect vulnerable customers during their project to migrate them to digital landlines, to digital from landlines. How much were they fined? 5 million, 16.4, or 23.8 million? Ofcom fined Virgin Media. 5 of you were spot on there. They were fined a whopping 23.8 million. Wowzers. Okay. Let's see. Stop eating your bed. He's eating his bed. This is a little protest. Bought him a lovely bed. Oh, it didn't show the table, did it? It's all to play for then. Question 5, probably the toughest question of them all. Oh, just be licking my hands. Ready? Here we go. What did I dress up as at the expo this year? Was it a dinosaur, a king or knight, or Mr. Blobby? This is giving me GCSE PTSD, says Gary. Barry, missed the last question, wasn't looking at my phone. Well, I'm sorry, mate. Good to see you, though, buddy. Correct. 8 of you are correct. I did dress up as a king. It was meant to be a knight, but none of the knight's helmets fitted my massive head. So I had to buy a very cheap crown. So who has won the quiz? And the winner is... Who is it? Here we go. Congratulations, Darren. Congratulations, Darren Gracie, 3,530 points. Well done. There's a good quiz question from Danny. Why is mature cheddar more expensive than extra mature cheddar? I don't know. There's a pun coming. We are the knights. We are the knights of knee. Yes, Danny, thank you for that one. That was my favorite pun of the expo, circumference. It's because I was surprised that this Christmas hat fit my head, to be honest. But I hope you enjoyed that quiz. Darren, I'll message you and I'll get you something out in the post. Well done, Beth. I mean, you ran up the table at the end. That was an emotional roller coaster. Well, I certainly enjoyed it. Maybe we can do more quizzes. I'll put a bit more thought into them. I'm happy with second place, given I missed a question or two. Well done, Peter. Well done, Peter. Yeah, you were quick. Listen, thank you all so much for joining me today, and also any other show that you've joined this year. It's definitely the highlight, one of the highlights of my week. You guys are genuinely amazing. Barry's not happy with dropping to 5th. But I hope you've enjoyed the show. It's been wonderful to listen to read your comments and learn from you. I feel like I've learned from all of you all year. Thank you all very much for supporting Get Out of Rap, the team leader community, and me personally. Hugo is sulking. The moment I say BYE, he's going to be up and ready to go. But I just wanted to end the show by saying I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. No doubt I'll be chatting to some of you before anyone. No doubt I'll be chatting to you before Christmas. But in terms of this show and saying goodbye, thank you all very, very much. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you in the new year for the next show as we go into 2026. Much love to everyone. Let's see if this works. Yes, it does. Look at that. Much love. And have a wonderful Christmas to you and your loved ones. And keep doing what you do. Let's go out in style, shall we? Let's play our Christmas one. Bye, everyone.